If you are joining the stream for the first time, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. And if you've always been on my streams, thank you so much for always taking the time. And I really appreciate you joining my stream. I'm trying to make sure uh, it shows really good on my iPad, and then so I can have like questions and stuff like that for when people ask questions. The whole reason for today's live stream is I'm gonna be talking about rocket frames. All right, I'm gonna be talking about these frames right here, talking while I also like fix them on my skates. All right, so I'm supposed to have done this live stream within the week, within last week, but I've had so much power out. It's been consistent power out. I haven't been able to do the stream, and today I do have power, and yeah, and then some time to also do the stream. Also, I have done an unboxing of these frames before in the past. I've done an unboxing of these frames before in the past, and I have linked all of them in the description below, so you don't have to watch the whole live stream just to get the unboxing of the video. The whole purpose of today's live stream is to just talk about the frames. For like very beginners what flat frames are, what rocket frames are, and then why they would prefer a rocket frame over a flat frame and stuff like that, and how it's going to impact their skating or affect their skating, right? So these are my carbon shells. Again, I have done reviews on these frames before, so I'm not gonna do another review. I'm just gonna do the talking while I fix the frames on these. So first off, let me just take the wheels off and then take one frame out the box for you guys to see. Again, if you don't have the time to watch the unboxing video in the link below, you can just follow here. But this is my streams are like so unscripted, and it's going to take some time. So if you do just want to catch like a very quick view of the, oh sorry, my laptop here, if you just want to catch like a very quick view of the whole unboxing, like I said, I have done an unboxing of these frames before in the past when they had like the old branding, and it's actually the same frame with just new branding on there. So if you want to see the unboxing, I've already done that before, and you can actually see. Also, if I look here, I'm just looking at my iPad just to see if anyone's got questions, right? So let me just take out the frames really quick. I'm going to be doing talking and then fixing up the frames. So first off, when you get the box, when you get the box, this is what it looks like. It's got on here rocking frames, and it's got inline skate frame, which is what they are. And how does this open? Okay, so this box opens to the side, and when you open the box, this is what you should be expecting in there. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take one frame out. Which skates do I have here? The left skates. I would usually put my frames on the right skates. So let me just take my right skates. Okay, so right skates first, and then I'm going to get a frame. I think this will go with it. All right, so just set this here really quick. So the frames come in the box, and in addition to the frames, you do have these two armbands from Rockin Frames, which is really cool. So armband, a couple stickers, some more stickers like punk rock style stickers, and you do get an Allen key for fixing it, and then you do get some washers. So that's all that comes in the box. I'm gonna close it now, and then I'm gonna arrange the wheels on them again. Oh, hold on there. Yeah, close this up really good, and then have the wheels on there. Nice. All right, so back to the discussion. I am going to be fixing the frames. This is what they look like. Just a close view of the, yeah, it says rocking mix for 190, and 190 Uh, First off, if you don't know what a rocket frame is, there are two types of setup. There is a flat and there is rocket. And if you have like four-wheel skates, flat just means you have all the four wheels touching the floor at the same time. So if you have a flat setup on your skates, which most of the skates come with a flat setup. If you have a flat, it means you have all the four wheels, one, two, three, four, touching the floor at the same time. If you have a rocket setup, it usually means some of the wheels touch the floor, especially the two wheels in the middle here. So one, two, three, four. If your frame is rocket, you have these two touching the floor more than these two touching the floor. And the advantage of why you would want only two wheels touching the floor is so that you can be very maneuverable, right? So if you have four wheels touching the floor, turning is going to be quite hard. I mean, and these differences are very subtle. You would only like really observe them if you are like a very beginner skater or you've skated like just enough. And again, that sounds confusing because for beginners you would really notice right away that you don't have all you touching the floor. And if you've skated for some time, you would notice your skates turn much quicker. And if you are not aware or if you are not told, oh, it's because you have just two wheels touching the floor, then you wouldn't really know. But when you have a flat setup and then you skate it for like 1 2 months, they naturally develop some kind of a rocker based on how you skate. And that's because the wheels on the front and back naturally wear out faster than the wheels in the middle. And that causes two wheels touching the floor more. And then the first and the last don't really touch the floor. So you develop what it's called like a natural rocker for the skates. But with frames that are already made in a rocket way. For instance, like if you get aftermarket frames like this ROCKIN frames, what happens is the frames are designed right from manufacturing in a way whereby when you get them, you only have just two wheels touching the floor. So, for instance, on this frame, which is quite a very unique one because this has two wheel types, so you can have hold on here, you can have a bigger wheel here, which is 100 mm, and then you can have a smaller wheel here, which is a 90 on the same frame. And what's surprising is on these frames, you have the bigger wheels on the outside and the smaller wheels on the inside. And what's surprising is if you had a big wheel here and a smaller wheel here, or if you had a big wheel here and here, and you had smaller wheels in the middle, it would look as if the bigger wheels would be touching the floor and the smaller wheels wouldn't be touching the floor. But in the case of these frames, you have the smaller wheels touching the floor instead, and the bigger wheels not really touching the floor. And uh, if this is flat, right? So let me just put this on here on the wheels. When I put this on the wheels, what can I get? Let me get this scorecard here, yeah. Just this standing on here flat, you can realize this one here and this one here are on the wheels. But then here, this isn't touching the floor. This also here isn't touching the floor. Okay. And what's surprising is you have the bigger wheels on this side and on this side. And that's what makes these frames like really, really special the way it's set up because you have two different wheel configurations. The disadvantage, however, would be now when you have to buy wheels, you have to buy a set of 100 mm and a set of 90s. And to my best of knowledge, 90 mm wheels usually come from 90 mm. There are, I think, three in a pack. Yeah, three for a set, or yeah, just three for a set from 90 mm. I don't know if some brands make four for a set, but then it means you just need two different wheel sizes if you get this kind of a frame. Right. So now that you've seen what is actually happening here, I would go to putting the wheels on there so that you guys can get like a clearer picture of what is actually going to look like. For now, if you have any questions, you can let me know. I would see them here and then I can answer the questions. What's also interesting is when you get the frames from the box, it comes with bearing spaces here. And I will talk about bearing spaces in a minute. But for now, just give me a few minutes while I try to get this thing sorted out here. And if you have any questions also, you can just let me know, and then I can be answering your questions while I do this. So yeah, this is live in real time. Again, if you are now watching this, there's three people watching, one of which is on my iPad. So there's two people watching. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Just let me know where you're watching from and if I sound loud and clear. So taking the spaces out and the axes out. Also with the frames, yeah, you only need one Allen key to open them because you have this long axles. You have these, and these go all the way from here to the other side. So you don't need two Allen keys to get this sorted out. You just need one of them, and you're good to go. All right. So the skates I'm going to be putting these frames on. No questions yet. All right. The frames I'm going to be putting these skates on are the Micro Delta F carbon shell skates, and these are like this is a full carbon shell skates. Yeah, carbon cups, carbon base, 7 mounting holes. It means you have a lot of options here to push your frames forwards, backwards, left, right, whatever. And majority of the 165 frames can fit on a boot like this because you have like so many mounting options in there. Let me just do this real quick so you guys see what it looks like. Right. Going back to some talking, I do have notes on the screen here. So the advantages and disadvantages of having these frames would be if you have a rocket frame. Hey, for people watching, that's really cool. Uh, the advantages and disadvantages would be, so if you have a rocket frame, you wouldn't be able to go really fast. And the reason being it's rocket, you only have two wheels touching the floor. And if you have two wheels touching the floor, you don't have the stability you need to go super fast. If you are going to be going super fast, you need all of the wheels. Uh, are you going to do a backflip after you are done setting this up? Bro, I'm not going to do a backflip after I'm done setting this up. It's midnight. It's 11:14 p.m. this side, like really coming to midnight. And I usually don't have time during the day, so I do my streams at night. And also, it's super quiet, and you can hear me loud and clear. And as for doing the backflip, would have to leave that for later, maybe. I'm not too sure I'm gonna be doing a backflip on this kind of a frames because these are 100 mm's and they are quite high off the ground. You don't want to be doing a backflip in these things, right? But I am going to do a backflip on my Echo skates. I'm going to fit the 80 mm. I'm going to change the setup and then be using the 80 mm's, and those are really small, and I'm definitely sure I can do like a flat backflip on those. I haven't done the backflip in a long time. I stood on the scale the other day and I had gone from 67 to 73 kg. So that's quite some weight. But I don't feel any kind of weight when I skate because I still feel like really quick. Again, I went off talking of the frames to talking about something else. Again, my streams are not unscripted, so it's very hard for me to keep track of things. Uh, I was gonna say the advantages and disadvantages. So one main disadvantage you'd have for having a rocket frame is going super fast because the faster you go on these, the less stable it's gonna get. And that's because you don't have all the wheels touching the floor. If you have all the wheels touching the floor, then you are guaranteed it's gonna be very stable because you have all the wheels touching the floor, and then you barely wobble. Uh, Another disadvantage would be, other than not being able to go very fast, I don't think there would be another disadvantage. Would be if you are a very beginner and you get on a rocket frame, you won't be very stable. And because for a beginner, you need to be super stable to be able to learn to skate and to skate properly. So if that stability is not there, I don't think this is for you. But for any other skater that's like fairly good, say an intermediate to an advanced level of skating, you can use these frames no problem. And what you would notice right when you start off on the rocket frames would be you realize you get like you turn really quickly, and turning quickly is as a result of all four wheels not touching the floor again. So main advantage is to be very maneuverable. Like you can go left and right really quick without having to like balance too much. Because if you have a flat setup, all wheels touching the floor, you would have to have skated long enough and to be able to like heel press and toe press just enough to be able to get like a very smooth maneuverability, like what Danny Aldridge does. I'm having a hard time trying to get uh, the heel bolt into the skate. I don't know why, but I just think something isn't quite right here. Something isn't right, not with the frames, but with the boots. Okay, I think it's going in now. Advantage of having 7 holes. I wouldn't consider myself a beginner skater, but I also don't like riding rocket setup. Okay, so the thing with the rocket setup is uh, for a lot of people, depending on your skating style, of course. Personally, I don't do a lot of wizard style skating, like turning up and down. The kind of skating I like is more of like going fast, jumping, spinning, and stuff like that. Like basically just skating in the city. And the advantage for a rocket frame for that would be if I would need to, go left and right really quick. And if the frames are rocket, then that makes it a whole lot easier. And the rocking frames, from my experience in the past, have made the kind of skating I do, which urban skating, freestyle skating, whatever, super interesting because uh, when I'm out, these are two-wheel configurations. Again, these are 100 mm and these are 90 mm. 90 mm are very fast. 100 mm are very fast. So combining both, I mean, if you had a 4 by 90, it would be quite short. Okay, I mean, of course, depending on your foot size, if you have a 4 by 90, it could be quite short. But if you have a 4 by 100 also, again, depending on your foot size, it could be quite long. So I'm a size 42. The 4 by 90s are right, but the 4 by 100s feel a bit big. But if you do two 90s and 200s for a size 42 like me, then you realize you have just enough wheel to go fast and just enough wheel to be maneuverable. And you are going to see that once I'm done fixing the skates, you can see like how long the frames are and the wheels are in comparison to the length of the length of the skates. And that's what I think that's what's called wheelbase, like how long it is from this point to this point, or I think the end of that wheel to the end of that wheel. I'm not exactly sure how that wheelbase is measured, but for for rocket setups, I mean, not everyone likes them. Not everyone likes them. Again, based off of what I explained earlier, that depending on your skating style and your foot size and the frame length or wheelbase you have, you are going to enjoy skating a rocket setup or not. But mainly that depends on skating style as compared to like foot size. If you're somebody that skates like more, flat land, you don't jump so much, getting a rocket setup is cool because then you can be able to like do lots of turns and you would have a good time because this is gonna make the turning a whole lot easier. Yeah. So at this point, I think the frames are in the super solid. Nice. This wouldn't be coming off anytime soon. So this is what this looks like on here right now. Yeah, I think I fixed it right. You can see here. Right. And fortunately for me, all the wheels come with bearings in them, so it's just a matter of putting them in here. So like I said, you have a 100 wheel on top of it, and then you have 90s, which are much smaller in the middle. Mhm. These things feel really solid. And then you have another 90 in the middle. Is this 90 or 100? Yeah, 90. Okay. And then you have the last 100 mm. All right, so let's just close that thing. And then I'm going to show you real quick what the whole setup looks like. I mean, this already looks really good. I feel like if I had white laces on the skates, then it would give it a completely different look altogether as compared to, like, everything being black and white, but just a little bit of white. Uh, Let me see. So this is what this hobby looks like on here. And again, the way the frames are designed, orange laces. Yeah, I think orange laces would also like super stand out. Yeah, that color contrast is gonna be amazing. Like orange laces. Yeah, that would be cool. Or orange and white laces. Yeah. So this is what the setup looks like now. I'm going to take these wheels off of these so I can explain the whole rocket bit much better. Again, it's a long stream. If you would want to watch just get to the video, like I said, I have the previous one linked in the description, and this live stream is really a live stream just to talk to the people. So I have, as it is on the box now again. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, so this wheel tries to move because this also touches. But you see the front wheel there doesn't really touch. But then if I put a bit pressure in the front here, then the back wheel also doesn't really touch the floor. And I think this rocker is super, super good. It's not really a big rocker, really slight, like I don't know how big of a rocker this is because if I put a bit pressure in the front, this paper here, which is like a sticker card, barely goes, under it. So it's a very subtle rocker, and this would be super good for skating in the city. Also, again, look, this barely touches, the front wheel barely touches, but with this very thin paper here, when I go under it, it does touch. That shows like how much precision these guys have on these frames. And in my opinion, from skating them before, I noticed they were very fast. Again, very fast because you do have 100 mm wheels and you do have 90 mm wheels, which are already by themselves like super fast. You have a 4x90, it's very fast, great for city skating. You have a 4x100, very fast. Usually, I've seen the guys doing like distances with 4x100s, but I haven't really seen anyone like doing like tricks on them. But for a rocket frame like this, I think you are combining both going fast and having the ability to like turn around really quick. And so this kind of a setup is going to be like super, super great for city skating, urban skating, just going kind of fast and doing tricks and doing cool stuff. Uh, I have this on a carbon shell. So obviously, again, a carbon shell is going to make this very supportive. Depending on the kind of plastic shell skate you would have the rocket frames on, that's going to affect like the performance and the experience because generally the plastic skates are less supportive. But then I did skate this a lot more on the plastics as compared to the carbon shell, because the carbon shells are like very stiff. I mean, it has its advantages and disadvantages being stiff, but a lot of times people have no idea how really stiff these carbon shells are, like super stiff. And sometimes they go stiff to being uncomfortable. And that's where I don't like them on. But generally, they are really good. I've had nice experience skating them with the carbon shells, and the bearings that these rocking frames guys make also super cool bearings. Yo, the 90s are still spinning. Is it that I didn't spin them all that fast? But look at those. They're still moving there. I've had a really good experience on this, and like I said in the beginning, this wouldn't be something I would recommend to like someone that's just starting out skating, like a very complete like beginner. This would rather go to like intermediate people and then more like advanced skaters. And I think they would really enjoy being on this kind of a setup, especially like if you just, free skate, go around the city, jump up and down things. And like I said again, the rocker on this is very, very tiny. And so you can take some gaps and you are sure you would land and roll away, as compared to when you have like a very big rocker and then you can come off a jump and quickly, lose balance because this thing turns super fast. But for the kind of rocker this has, I think this thing looks really sick this way. I'm going to put a white laces on there. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, you can let me know now, or you can, if you watch this later, you have any questions also, you can let me know. It's almost half to midnight. And if there is no questions, I would again try to set the other skates up for the next like 10 or 15 minutes, and then we call it a close on the live stream here. So, two people watching. I know it's always Landa watching the streams, but thanks so much, man. If anyone watches this later and you have questions, just let me know. And yeah, there's not much to say. I think I'm losing my train of thoughts there. But basically, just going over the whole thing. Uh, the rocket frames are more for like maneuvering and stuff like that, whereas the flat frames are more like for going fast and super stable. But then on rocket frames you have less stability, as you give up that stability to be more maneuverable, but on a flat frame also you give up being maneuverable for being more very stable. So like for a beginner skater, flat would be the way to go, but for an intermediate advanced, a rocket one is the way to go, because this would add like more spice and more flair to like your turning and jumping up and down and stuff like that. And for me it's really sweet, I like it, and I'm going to be skating this a lot, because now that makes 3 or 4 pairs of skates. And I mean, now I also have like less skating time, so let's just see how this works. But I'm definitely going to be skating this a lot. From the hundreds, I have the echoes, which are 110s that don't feel like 110. So basically, that feels like a 3 by 100 I have on there. And then I do have I do have 4 by 80 mm, and now I'm gonna have 4 by 90 in addition to these ones. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, you can let me know in the comments and I will get back to the questions. If I said anything confusing you need clarity on, also, you can let me know in the comments. And just from here on, just general like updates and stuff like that. With I haven't done enough skating over the last couple of weeks because hey, I've been super busy. Like life has been happening, and I'm in the middle of like building myself a shop, which I'm going to talk about later. That is if I do another live stream and I have to make an update. But currently, like I'm super busy and I'm still skating as much all the time, but it's more like skating for skate lessons reasons. And it's not like just going out there to go skate and film some stuff. I do have my 360 still. I do have a mobile gimbal now, so I would be like filming quite a lot. But the difference is, you know how 360 footage looks like, and you know how like a flat phone footage looks like, and I'm trying to balance in between filming on Instagram and filming on YouTube, which is quite tricky because on my Instagram I don't do so much talking. I just post me skating, and on YouTube there is a bit more of a personality and like real life. I don't know how that's been like. I don't know since when I started noticing that differences, but I barely see anything on my Instagram. But YouTube, like the YouTube live streams now feel like a lot more, interactive. Wow. Uh, the Instagram ones kind of feel like, just post a clip or, like a short update and stuff like that. So I would definitely still be doing like more Instagram clips, but I also want to be doing like more long form YouTube videos because I realize I always don't have the time to like post a clip. But then if I'm working on something and even if it's like after 3 days and I make a post, then that's like super cool. So I think I would be sticking more to making the making the YouTube videos and then trying to keep up with the Instagram. And I do have TikTok, but it's just for like, posting stuff. But mainly Instagram, YouTube, you guys are going to be seeing like more updates and stuff like that. And again, I would want to say thanks so much to my Patreons. The Patreon support has been amazing, amazing. There's been some rough times over the last couple of months. And yeah, the Patreon support comes in really helpful. So if you've been thinking of a way to support this channel, you can do so by joining my Patreon. I have the link in my channel somewhere. The link is not in the description. And again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I have done an unboxing of this whole thing before. I have done an unboxing of the Rockin frames before, but it's just Rockin frames got a new branding now, and so I don't think that changes what's in the that changes what the content of the box is. It's just they have a very new cool branding that I like. I really like this font here. It says skate around and find out. If anybody watches like a lot of like skate around oh man, I think if you can hear me now, just let me know. If you can hear me now, just let me know. I think the first microphone went off, and this is on, as you can see, like the green key light here. But this other one has gone off, and lucky for me, I do have two microphones. Thanks so much for the heads up, man. Like, thanks so much. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Like, I can't say enough the kind of good and how encouraging you've been to always watching my videos and stuff like that. And I really do appreciate you always taking the time. I will try to go back in the edits. I'll try to go back on the video after 24 hours and then cut out the bit where there is no where there was no voice. All right. Yep, that's about it before I keep rambling about my live stream. It's 5 people now, just when I'm starting to leave. I mean, where were all of you guys when I started streaming? But anyway, good to have you guys joining the channel. And I'll see you guys again on another video. It's late. I need to go to sleep. Much love to you all. Have a great day. About.